Hi everyone, this is Kelly Beard of KarmicTools.com, and I am a little late this week with the weekly forecast, and we have a couple of extra things to put on here with the Aquarius Gate of Power that we had on February 3rd and the Aquarius New Moon on February 4th. I'm talking to you on the 6th after quite a busy week at home and at work for Kelly. Anyway, so I'm just catching up, and my apologies for the delay. What I'm going to do, though, is we have 4 activations this week, but only one next week. So I'm going to go ahead and combine this week and next for February 3rd through the 9th and February 10th through the 16th are going to be together on this audio and video. So let's jump in at the Gate of Power. February always brings the midpoint between winter solstice and spring equinox. It's a 6-week period that we can dedicate to igniting the spark of inspiration to guide the new year and strengthen our renewed connection to life. Cross quarters are considered the gates of power, the in-between, the midpoint between the solstices and equinoxes. This is the sweet spot between seed and new life. This particular one is about purification through fire and water, preparing a space for pure new energy and life. This is a good time to pause, reflect, and receive guidance directly from Divine Spirit. It's time for a good cleaning and to take inventory personally and around your own home. What do you have and what do you need? This is the second of the 8 sacred seasons in the year, a time of inviting the renewal of the light. This is the season dedicated to the process of nurturing the intentions you set for the new year at winter solstice and hope to see sprout by spring equinox. In order to create anew, sacrifices and changes often must be made. This time of the year coincides with several celebrations when many cultures give up something cherished in an effort to cleanse and clear space for renewed growth within your being and your environment. This is about clearing a space for the new to come in. It is useful and effective to prepare as if it has already arrived. Okay, we all need to practice that. We have these grand plans and intentions, and if we were acting as if we were already walking around as if they were done, what would be different? In your routine, in your attitude, in your outlook, all of that. It's a good time to sort of play in the realm of and activate your imagination at this time. Aquarius is the most radical thinking we can do. So, new moon, gate of power, new year for the Chinese New Year. It's just an amazing initiatory time right now. So as you stretch and awaken this season, you will have many revelations that you can use as fuel for your own creative fire. Get moving when necessary and be still when you can. Try to stay neutral, neither getting overly excited about success nor excessively discouraged by defeat. Reflect deeply on the raw truth of who you are at this very moment. Who have you cultivated from the inside out in the last year? And then ask yourself if the life and being you've created thus far feels authentic. Does it feel authentic to you? Does it feel authentic to others? Think Aquarius. Unique, individual, rebel, radically different, and ahead of your time. This is something that's in all of our charts somewhere, so we just want to activate it. Is the life/being that you've created physically sustainable? Is it energetically fulfilling? Keep in mind this season will culminate in August 2019. So what would you like to create by then? That's 6 months from now. What do you want to be able to express by then? Now think Leo. Love, creativity, play, heart, courage. To be your authentic self in all situations. This brings us to the new moon of February, the first one now that the recent series of Leo Aquarius eclipses has finished rearranging our molecules in the fixed houses of our chart. We are ready to seed completely new patterns and cycles of being an individual contributor to a larger community. Every year we use this time to laser away the non-essential and anything blocking the new vision for the year from taking root. What is most important to you this year? Are you working on the new role that you want to play going forward at this new level of maturity and higher level of consciousness? And what kind of communities do you want to be a part of and contribute your energy to? Aquarius new moon is when you can dig into how your unique essence can contribute to humanity and the planet in some way. It's connecting to your Leo heart and discerning what you most Taurus value and are willing to build or invest in so that you are stabilized and whole enough to channel your clean, authentic Scorpio power for the greater good of Aquarius all. So you see how all the fixed babies are related. Leo, Aquarius, and Taurus, Scorpio are all a part of the same family. So I say this month my fixed babies are on deck. Aquarius is doing an initiation. Leo's doing an integration. This is 6 months from your birthday, so it's a checkpoint, and it's a growth moment for Taurus and Scorpio. It is good to do a little review. December, January has led right to here and now, so it is good to do a little review of what new Sag truth and story is emerging and what new Capricorn structure and foundation you are creating that will contain, nurture, and support your new Aquarian unique brilliance that wants to come through you and only you. Even if it is simply living more completely centered in your authentic self and sharing that with others. Okay? So no pressure for the new story and no pressure for a new structure and foundation, but they are coming through for all of us on some level in some way. And of course, some are a little further along their path than others. Some of us are just getting started, some are in the middle of the path, and some are at the end of a path. But this time of year is all about inspiration for what's next and thinking ahead, not necessarily looking back. It's about clearing out everything here and now and simplifying things so that new energy can come forth. And then our first official activation of the week is the 7th, which is tomorrow, where a Sun-Jupiter activation is more about you. This Mercury activation is more about your consciousness, ideas, thoughts, and concepts, which Jupiter expands in some way, helping you to think bigger, edit your personal story, and step up your game in some way this week. This is also a great energy to work with if you are in school, learning something new, expanding your knowledge base, or gathering new tools and information to support your goals. Your dreams are tapping you on the shoulder, demanding some attention. Mundane issues are not your concern right now. You want to figure out how to create the life you've been imagining. This energy also provokes within you the awareness and understanding that being generous naturally attracts generosity to you. The big picture and overall patterns which have led you to this point are being brought into the light. Feeling clear, sharp, alert, and optimistic, you begin to realize that anything you can imagine or remember, you can achieve. So, deep breath. Mercury is your lower mind and how you think and perceive and all of that personal thinking. Jupiter expands that consciousness. It raises you up above your current level to see a bigger picture of your life, to see that you are attached to a larger story you may or may not be fully aware of. And when there's a sextile, we're gaining some traction in how we are thinking and how we are conceiving our life and perceiving our life. So this is a really positive activation. And this whole week is pretty much Mercury with one sun thrown in. But it's a powerful week for shifting what you're thinking about, how you think, and how you express yourself and communication things. So a lot is happening, let's say, for many of us as we shape our new unique brilliance that we want to share with the world. You know, that new being that I was just talking about that wants to emerge by August. We're all kind of polishing that up so that it can be released to the world. So where are you at with that? Then we have Sun sextile Jupiter also on the 7th, which is Thursday. This energy is sometimes considered lucky, but the success you achieve under this influence is more likely due to a positive outlook and clear vision of who you are and what you want. Your life is expanding, your self-understanding is deepening, and it will be easier to be around other people of higher consciousness, improving things and creating opportunities that benefit a larger number of people. So again, you see how anytime Jupiter is involved, we want to think bigger. Expand, expand, expand. There's times to consolidate. There's times to simplify and clear out the non-essential, but when Jupiter is involved, we're totally expanding. There's a healthy dose of optimism around some grand plan. Everyone's got one. And things are moving. But make sure to do the foundation work to support this larger vision as it manifests in reality. If you are a teacher, guide, leader of any sort, this energy supports your group efforts, so giving workshops, seminars, or new classes is totally supported and will benefit you while serving others. So, I have a great circle of teachers, leaders, support people that are all trying to do new things just like I am. So, I can't wait. I am getting ready to launch a couple of new things that I will tell you about in due course. Within the next month, we're going to be launching a whole bunch of new stuff for the new year. So also on the 7th, very busy day for Mercury and the Sun and Jupiter and Mars. See how it's still connecting to your passion and who you are and what you want. It's all tied together, and then we get a Uranus at the end just totally liberating us. So this is a really juicy week into the weekend. We start with a new moon, which can sometimes feel like more of an emptying out and a void, because it is. It's the seeds germinate in the darkness thing of the new moon. When we're planting, we don't know that seed under the surface. We can't see what's going on, even though we know something's going on. So this is a powerful week to co-create and to just consciously set your intentions, or really start thinking things through, writing things down, getting organized, making those connections, reaching out, making phone calls, whatever you need to do this week. Make those connections. So again, like I said, also on the 7th, Mercury and Mars get together in a really positive way. And all of this whole week is sextiles. So this whole week is opportunity to gain traction in your thinking and in your self-expression and in how you're conceiving and perceiving things in the mental realms. So Mercury and Mars, this is a healthy selfish energy, also known as self-preservation in Kelly's world. Do not hold back this week. If you have a big dream or a serious goal that you've been working toward, then this is the time that may attract the assistance you need from the universe. This is definitely a quote-unquote work energy. However, it brings with it the caveat that it is best if you can work alone on something important to you. No one else is or ever will be as dedicated to your goal as you will be, nor should you expect them to be. You are now connected to the extra energy it takes to push your goals to the next level, bringing you a sense of accomplishment while outlining the next tasks to be done. Opportunities present themselves all the time. All you have to do is be ready. If you are given the opportunity to make a presentation this week, then go for it. Your clarity, energy, and enthusiasm will be unmatched, and that's what people respond to. Don't choose this time to be shy or doubt that you are ready. You are definitely ready. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. One of my favorite sayings is, at the moment of commitment, the universe conspires to assist you. It's time to decide if you are committed and how truly committed you are to your own success. Deep breath. Powerful energy behind our thoughts this week and our words. And of course our deeds, but I'm thinking Mercury. Words and thoughts and ideas are all very powerful, and how we direct them is really important. On the 9th, which is Saturday, this energy says it's time to go with the flow. New and different being the flow. Okay, so again, we don't want to do the same old thing, everybody. Aquarius means be different. So even if you're not an Aquarius, you don't have any Aquarius in you, it doesn't matter. This is the energy available for all of us. And it always asks that at least once a year you try to think outside the box. And that's what it encourages you to do. It wants to shake things up a bit, but in a good way. Again, like I said, this week's activations are all sextiles, all opportunities. However, if you feel like new and different is more like chaos and disruption, then you need to reflect and see if you aren't being too rigid. Unwillingness to go with the new flow will make this energy harder to handle. This is also a good time to try to resolve any old issues or challenges. They are not going away without resolution and conscious release. Perhaps you've been trying the same thing over and over, and it's time to try something new. Now is the time new ideas can and will come to you, so pay attention. Try to be open and receptive to unusual things, events, or ideas, and allow room for spontaneity. I should say here too, and space for you to improvise and think on your feet. You may think you are doing one thing and look up and be doing something completely different. So be open to exploring the new path. Okay, and then next week we only have one activation, which is really good, but it's a powerful one. It's an initiation that only happens every 2 years on the 13th, which is Wednesday. Mars is going to conjunct Uranus. Now I want to sort of preface this with the last 2 years should inform you. 2017 to 2019, this is the final connection between Mars and Uranus, which connects 5 times in Aries during 2011 to 2019, which is resetting a lot of buttons for anyone with cardinal signs in their chart. The dates of their connection were April 3rd, 2011, March 22nd, 2013, March 11th, 2015, February 27th, 2017, and this final one we're discussing this week is February 13th, 2019 at the very last degree. It's a powerful, potent completion to a process that we've all been in for quite some time. Again, I remind you that 2017 to 2019 may have revealed some clues. This energy is a volatile mix, but can be directed constructively. When these two get together, it can provoke you to be completely intolerant of restrictions and gives you an undeniable urge to break free in some way, shape, or form. So how have you been feeling like that on on one level for the last 8 years? Well, the whole time Uranus was in Aries. Then bring it up to this last 2 years, 2017 to 2019. Has it intensified in those years? What's been going on in the last 2 years around your freedom issues and things like that? It's time to do things in a completely new way. Uranus is the awakener, and Mars rules who you are and what you want on one level, and your inner sacred masculine on another level. The part of you that gets your ideas out there, holds your boundaries, and negotiates on your own behalf. This is a break to realign moment, but in an initiatory way, rather than a growth moment, which would be a square. It's time to start a new path, passion, or purpose that is born from within. This is a brand spanking new beginning for you personally, and one that may even surprise you, let alone those around you. So stay loose yet alert. If you have a solid sense of self and are clear about your deepest desires, then this energy is just what you need to finally and permanently break old limiting patterns of behavior which no longer suit who you have become. You will have considerable energy, so you should direct it consciously or into a project of your own making, something you created, something truly unique, and that will ultimately reflect the truth of who you are and what you are. At its worst, it is violent thrashing, reactionary, and indiscriminate destructiveness. Okay, this is when Mars and Uranus get together like this. And so, obviously, we can see where that's happening in the world. But Mars is a personal planet. Uranus is a collective planet. So we are getting a chance every 2 years to personally liberate ourselves from past desires or past identities and purposes, because that's what Mars rules, that part of us, that, like I said, that sacred masculine that gets our ideas out there. And so how have you evolved as an individual? And again, with Uranus bringing out the most unique aspects of your being during those years, 2011, 13, 15, 17, and 19. And now, Uranus itself is moving into Taurus next month for the first time in 84 years. I mean, it dipped in there last year, but I mean, it's permanently moving in, and it's going to be there for another 8 years. And now, where the cardinal babies were on deck for this one for the last 8 years, the next 8 years it's going to be the fixed babies. Uranus and Taurus is really going to directly awaken your Taurus, Scorpio, and Leo, Aquarius houses. So I also like to see where the eclipses have already shaken things up in those departments. Now Uranus is going to come along and shake it up even more. So you want to be mindful that the fixed houses for everyone, again, if you have it activated, if you have planets in those signs, then it's a lot more personal for you and you can customize this advice, as it were. But in general, for the rest of us, the liberation is shifting from who you are, what you want, and what you, the individual, can inspire or activate, to Taurus. What can you cultivate? What can you build? Now, what can you devote your time, energy, and resources to that will liberate you, that will make you feel free? For me, it's going to be a lot more time in nature. And I already spend a lot of time in nature compared to most people, but I can do more. And it's really going to be interesting to see what Uranus wants to teach us over the next 8 years about living on Earth and being in a physical body. I feel like we are going to be liberated in that regard, where it's becoming more and more obvious how we can be connected to God and not have to leave our bodies to do that. We are liberated here and now to be free, no matter what our circumstances may indicate, because those are only temporary. Your spirit is eternal. So this week and next, very positive, uplifting, powerful time for you to connect to what you do want, to stay out of what you don't want, to keep clearing if you've got any kind of chaos and madness going on around you and your family or friends that are having meltdowns. That's still widely available. The energies are really intense right now for sensitive souls and for people who have postponed doing their soul work. So that's what I'm noticing the most. Folks who have never paid attention to their soul work are really uncomfortable right now because they are feeling things that they don't have a language for. They don't understand what's really happening. At least the rest of us who have been working on our soul work the whole time know that it's all good. And a lot of the work we've actually gotten out of the way. So now, rather than continuing to keep your focus on the past or what you're sacrificing or giving up or leaving behind, really, 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 at least for this month and next, springtime, it's time to look ahead. Try to visualize further along your path than you have so far. Whether it's 1 week or 1 month or 1 year ahead, try to walk yourself through the goals and intentions that you have as they are manifesting and see where they really lead. Some of us don't really do that. And the more we practice, the more I assure you, you realize some things you only think you want. And some things you find out you wanted more than you realized. Okay? So anyway, I just wanted to say thank you to my community. Power Circle is the general public community that's been following along with me since 1999. And I really want to also say that I appreciate you all for responding so beautifully to my Blue Heron video and audio. That is a private circle that I host, the Venus Circle, and not something I usually share with the general public. But it was really moving that night, and as a unit, those of us that were on the call that night kind of decided that the whole world needed to hear it. And obviously the whole world's not going to hear it. But those of you who did get a chance to check in with that Sag connection between Venus and Moon and to just see my beautiful blue heron, I am just so grateful, and I hope it inspired you as much as it did me when I made it, because that was really an impulsive thing, and it all just seemed organic and natural to share it with you guys. So please feel free to email me, Kelly@karmictools.com, with any feedback on that one, because like I said, that's an actual class that I do, not just a normal forecast. And frankly, I'm not sure how long I'll leave it up there. I may take it down, I may not. But I'm glad that so many of you responded so well, and feel free to reach out. It's still totally the time of year to be looking into your divinations and asking for guidance and support from your ancestors, angels, and animal spirit guides. So I love helping people with that. Feel free to reach out in that regard as well. The next Venus Circle itself, if you guys would like to drop in, you're welcome to drop in any month that you just need an infusion. It's going to be February 26th, which is a Tuesday at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. And this month is Aquarius and our solar plexus. So another powerful, powerful activation to tune into. And as you've probably heard me say or read along the way, you don't have to necessarily join the Venus Circle and get your guide to follow her cycle or to learn her cycle. You can just check in like this any month that you feel the need. And I also have created a subscription that is just your personal Venus activations, which is more like a horoscope each month telling you how Venus is touching your chart. It's very customized and individual to your blueprint. And it helps you navigate your own values and priorities, and it's turning out to be a pretty big hit. So I encourage those of you who don't necessarily want to go deeper with Venus to sign up for the monthly subscription. Now, if you're already in my system, that's easy. I can just get you going because I've already got you in there. But if we've never connected directly, then I'm going to recommend the $75 mini Venus reading to introduce it to you and to get you started, because that includes 2 or 3 months of the activations already. So if you want to just try it out and check in, you can do that. Otherwise, it's $10 a month. And that's all I want to discuss at this time, because like I said, I've got some new things cooking that are coming together by the end of the month and by the beginning of March, hopefully in time for spring equinox. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being part of my community and sharing this path with me. This is Kelly M. Beard of KarmicTools.com, and I'm so grateful for your time, energy, and support. Please share this with those you think would resonate and reach out if and when you need to. Kelly at KarmicTools.com, or you can reach me through my contact page on the website. The goal of my weekly forecast is to alert you to the energies and activations that we're all experiencing and the possibilities for conscious co-creation as an individual. Awareness of the energies is the first key, but I invite you to take it to the next level by checking out my readings, telecircles, or subscriptions, which are all geared toward individual support that helps you understand your own unique blueprint. My specialty is cycles and patterns, and I love helping people figure out their own within the context of the social and collective rhythm. To some, working with their own cycles and patterns is a completely new and foreign concept, but there are many planetary cycles that coincide with natural life cycles that allow us to co-create in mystical as well as practical ways. I create custom tools that I have tried and tested myself for over 30 years, and I do the work alongside my circle every time. So I hope you will reach out if you feel called to dive deeper into your own soul's natural rhythm. Talk to you soon. Namaste.